everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined with Stefan Rhein. Thank you for joining me today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Pleasure. So you lead efforts in the advanced air mobility sector. Could you start by sharing an overview of what you're currently working on?
Of course, absolutely. So over the last 6 months, we worked on a strategy, or let's say an ecosystem analysis of the Bavarian AAM ecosystem, and wanted to see what we have and analyze exactly the needs of the Bavarian companies and the Bavarian ecosystem to strengthen that.
Absolutely. And as you map this out, what did the landscape look like? Was there anything surprising? Was it?
Absolutely. So yeah, it was surprising since we didn't realize how big the ecosystem actually was in Bavaria and how strong it was. Uh, Last year we worked on a strategy for the federal government, and when we looked at the companies participating, a lot of them were in Bavaria, a lot of them were our members. And this was then a point where we said, we really need to see what they need and what their needs are to really support them further.
Fantastic. And 2024 is set to be a pretty pivotal year for the development of advanced air mobility. I think it's sort of set to be the time where we're seeing this translate into commercial reality. Why is it? Can you give an inkling of why it's such a big year for the industry?
Absolutely. One of our members, Volocopter, just got their POA, their extended POA in February. Um, we have an air medical service. They are called the ADAC Luftrettung in German. They are using a Volocopter, a VoloCity, to fly doctors directly to emergency hotspots starting early 2025. They are building a new facility at the airport south of Munich, where they are starting doing their training and their maintenance for their VoloCities. So we're coming from a concept to a really commercialization this year.
Absolutely. So we're going to start to see some actual tangible change rather than
Absolutely. I think we will see some of the companies flying within the next few months already.
Fantastic. Well, that's really exciting. And the landscape is turning into a pretty competitive one. Can you highlight some of the critical steps for becoming a leader in the field?
Absolutely. So, like I said before, we started doing an ecosystem analysis, a white paper, to really see what our companies need and build out our competitive advantage against other regions. Joby and California, it's quite competitive, and of course, Autoflight just delivered their first aircraft, and this is a time where we cannot stay behind and really see what the companies need, and also bring this to our political leaders and also the public to get the public acceptance and see that this is a new technology that is really a game changer for sustainable aviation.
And like you say, there's quite a few different players in this race now. What are the benefits of leading the sector?
It is the first mover advantage, I think. We have a lot of engineers, a lot of development here in Bavaria that are all working on that. We have the big eVTOL OEMs are here. There are Lithium, Volocopter, Airbus Urban Mobility. They're all home and around Munich.
So a real hotspot for the sector.
Absolutely.
And finally now, how do you think events like Aerospace Tech Week help to develop meaningful change in the industry?
It's a great place for all the different actors to come together. They can meet, they can talk, they can discuss, and they're also making deals. I was there yesterday at the booth, which we brought a couple companies together, and they are working on tangible plan to cooperate after the convention. So it is a great place to be here, and it's local for all the companies, especially for the startups. It's low travel cost. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining today and sharing your insights.
Of course, thank you for having me.